Good evening and welcome to day number 330. My name is Mary and today's story title is Barnabas and Saul. At one time, some men came from Jerusalem to Antioch, to whom God had shown things that would happen. These men were prophets, speaking from God. One of them, a man named Agabus, said that a great famine was soon to come to all the lands. This came in the days when Claudius was emperor at Rome. Over all the land, food was very scarce, and many suffered from hunger. When the followers of Christ in Antioch heard that their brethren of Jerusalem and Judea were in need, they gave money to help them and sent Barnabas and Saul with it. Barnabas and Saul carried the gifts of the church to Jerusalem and stayed there for a time. When they went back to Antioch, they took along John Mark. Sometime after they returned to Antioch, the Lord called Barnabas and Saul to go out and preach the good news of Christ to the people in other lands. At one time, when the members of the church were praying together, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to them, saying, "Set Barnabas and Saul apart for a special work to which I have called them." Then the leaders of the church at Antioch prayed and laid their hands on the heads of Barnabas and Saul. Barnabas and Saul went out, taking John Mark, the young man from Jerusalem, as their helper. They went down to the shore of the Great Sea at Seleucia, took a ship, and sailed to the island of Cyprus. On that island, they visited all the cities and preached Christ in all the synagogues of the Jews. At a place called Paphos, they met the Roman ruler of the island, a man named Sergius Paulus. He was a good man and sent for Barnabas and Saul, that he might learn about Christ. But with the ruler was a Jew named Elymas, who claimed to be a prophet, and opposed Barnabas and Saul in their teaching, trying to persuade the ruler not to hear the gospel. Saul, full of the Holy Spirit, fixed his eyes on Elymas, the false prophet, and said to him, "You man full of wickedness, you child of the evil one, you enemy of the right, won't you stop opposing the word of the Lord? The hand of the Lord is on you, and you will be blind for a time, not able to see the sun." At once, darkness fell on Elymas, and he groped about, feeling for someone to lead him by the hand. When the ruler saw the power of the Lord, he was filled with wonder and believed the gospel of Christ. From this time on, Saul was called Paul. He was no longer Saul, but Paul, the apostle, having all the power that belonged to Peter, John, and the other apostles. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to our discussion questions. Number 1, it says, who was Agabus? Who was Agabus? And the second part of number 1 says, what did he say? Did it happen? What did he say? Did it happen? Second question says, why did the church at Jerusalem send Barnabas and Saul to Antioch again? Why did the church at Jerusalem send Barnabas and Saul to Antioch again? Second part of number 2 says, who did they take with them? Who did they take with them? Number 3, what did God call Barnabas and Saul to do? What did God call Barnabas and Saul to do? Question number 4, why did Sergius Paulus send for Barnabas and Saul? Why did Sergius Paulus send for Barnabas and Saul? Number 5 and last question has 2 parts to it. The first one says, what did Elymas do? What did Elymas do? Second part, what happened to him? What happened to him? And the third and last part, why was Saul's name changed? Why was Saul's name changed? And now we come to the end of our story number 330. Once again, it's really great, and I'm really happy to have you with me once again. So let's keep that up, and you're welcome to share any of the videos with your loved ones. May you have a blessed day. I will be taping shortly again. Thank you. Bye for now.